out of Los Angeles, California. We have 10 firefighters from Los Angeles County Fire Department injured in a building explosion in downtown Los Angeles. The reports were coming in about 19-20 minutes ago, 6:35 p.m. Los Angeles time. At least 10 firefighters are injured following an explosion in Los Angeles. Local authorities are investigating the explosion in downtown Los Angeles, which set fire to multiple buildings, and the LA Fire Department issued a Mayday call classifying the incident as a major emergency. I have footage. I have footage that I could show you guys that was from a short time ago. There's live coverage going on right now, and I'm monitoring that separately. Hello, Linda. Thank you for joining. I greatly appreciate you coming in. I had no plans of going live, but this incident broke, and I thought I would bring it live to everybody as it is going on. Looks like it's a medical marijuana or dispensary location, and some CO2 containers or CO containers exploded. These are early unconfirmed reports at this time. So I'm going to segue over to the local news that I have that's a little bit, like I said, this is from a little bit ago. This is not brand new. So I'm going to segue over to that for you guys and show you basically what's going on. This is from KTLA Channel 5 from about an hour ago. So this is about a little bit under an hour ago. Very, very breaking news story. 10 firefighters injured. I have the scanner playing in the background. So I have Los Angeles Fire in the background playing. So let me just set this up for you guys. Hold on.
You can see all of the different fire trucks are there, and the ladders
that
have been extended trying to put these flames out in these buildings that have are adjacent to each other, but the flames are moving inside some of those buildings. We understand about 235 different firefighters now have responded to this. You can see all of the units there, but they're still having some problems at this point. They're in a defensive posture right now. They're kind of trying to make sure that it doesn't spread to more buildings, but they've already declared a major emergency in downtown LA. So if you're thinking of driving in or around this particular area, you're going to want to change your direction and move elsewhere.
We're going to get to KTLA 5's Carlos Salcedo, who's on the scene for us in just a minute, but we first want to talk with Nicholas Prang from the LA Fire Department. Can you give us the very latest, Nicholas?
Thanks, Courtney. We do have firefighters who were injured on scene from an explosion. There was a fire at a commercial building. One of these occupancies, you see it's a whole row of businesses, and the explosion has now involved multiple businesses in the fire. And
around the 327 East Boyd Street in downtown LA, you can see all of the different fire trucks
This is from
there,
just
and the
about an
ladders
hour ago.
that have been extended trying to put these flames out in these buildings that have are adjacent to each other, but the flames are moving inside some of those buildings. We understand about 235 different firefighters now have responded to this. You can see all of the units there, but they're still having some problems at this point. They're in a defensive posture right now. They're kind of trying to make sure that it doesn't spread to more buildings, but they've already declared a major emergency in downtown LA. So if you're thinking of driving in or around this particular area, you're going to want to change your direction and move elsewhere.
We're going to get to KTLA 5's Carlos Salcedo, who's on the scene for us in just a minute, but we first want to talk with Nicholas Prang from the LA Fire Department. Can you give us the very latest, Nicholas?
Thanks, Courtney. We do have firefighters who were injured on scene from an explosion. There was a fire at a commercial building. One of these occupancies, you see it's a whole row of businesses, and the explosion has now involved multiple businesses in the fire, and firefighters were forced to split their duties as soon as that explosion occurred, because now there were reports of 10 firefighters that needed medical attention, but the fire was still burning, and so those duties got split. We added more resources, over 230 firefighters, and at this point we're going in those two directions at the same time.
I understand there's some reports out there that the explosion could have been caused by butane, and also that this potentially started at a vape shop there.
We haven't identified the occupancies and the types of business they do or chemicals they use. I'm sure that information will come forth as the incident progresses and when we achieve a knockdown and can take a closer look at what's going on in there.
And Nick, we understand you're in a defensive posture right now. What is it that the guys on the ground, the ladies on the ground, are worried about at this point?
Well, you're always worried about a secondary explosion. We don't know what caused the first one, and we're trying to avoid this incident becoming even worse if the second one does happen. And so we are staying outside, aiming the water in from the sidewalk or the street, and putting as much fire out as we can in that posture, waiting for the hazmat task force to get on scene and take readings of the air and possibly identify substances.
And these 10 firefighters, have they all been transferred to local hospitals? And we're hearing that their injuries are critical at this point. Can you elaborate on that?
A majority of them have been transported. I can't confirm that all of them have, but we did have 24 ambulances on scene and 28 fire companies to be able to manage this dynamic situation. It's something that we know we're at risk when we go to any emergency, but we never want to see this happen. And so we're hoping that all these firefighters can recover.
And Nick, give us an idea. How many businesses are involved in all of this? We're looking at flames coming out of the roof and the dark smoke billowing up into the sky. How many buildings and businesses has this spread to?
We're still waiting to tabulate the damage and the number of occupancies involved. This fire can spread through the wall.
So this is a look at the fire as it was burning just a little bit under an hour ago. So my prayers go out to the Los Angeles Fire Department, the 10 injured firefighters. You heard the reporter say there that the reports are critically injured firefighters. They might have responded and an explosion happened after they got on scene. That's what it sounds like to me. I just paused this video for a minute just to explain. These are the dangers of our fellow brothers and sisters of first responders. Police, fire, and EMS have responded to this location when the first initial reports came out. I heard there was over 230 companies. Katrina Perez.
Thank you for the super love.
Thank you for the super love. I appreciate the super sticker, super chat. So this is a staunch reminder of our men and women who put on that uniform, whether it's police, fire, EMS, our first responders put themselves in harm's way for our safety. So this is a in-your-face reminder. 10 or more firefighters injured at this location. They're talking about CO2 containers at a medical or a marijuana dispensary or smoke shop. This is like those smoke vape shops. So we're going to listen to a little bit more. That's the initial reports.
Walls and attic in cases where you can't see from the outside. So we send firefighters into each adjacent business to check it out, to open up the walls and make sure that it hasn't snuck in somewhere that was not visible.
Are you worried about dangerous chemicals being in the air? Because we're hearing reports of like ash falling down on people, raining from the sky.
It's always a consideration, especially when there's an explosion. However, firefighters that are going to be in that atmosphere, we call it the IDLH, immediately dangerous to life or health. They're going to be in a full face mask, on air, and protected. And we encourage folks that if they are having ash or smelling substances in the air like smoke, to shelter in place, get indoors, and avoid the area if at all possible.
And Nick, when we were looking at that building, these are businesses that are put very close together with a number of different materials depending on what business is burning. Do you know what hazards are there waiting down the block for your firefighters?
You don't always know, but there are clues. Firefighters study building construction to be able to identify some of the different hazards, maybe buildings that are more likely to collapse or certain materials that burn hotter than others. And so what they're seeing on scene is giving them clues. I can't tell from the views we're seeing on TV here.
Mm-hmm.
I also listened to another report from a different location, different network, that there was debris in the air, like large pieces of shrapnel and explosive type material in the air immediately following the explosion. Now, this was not a small scale explosion. You're talking about a major, major event that right now is unfolding and going on in the downtown LA area. So my thoughts and my prayers go out to all of the first responders that are on the scene right now, and I'm hoping for everyone to battle this blaze in a safe fashion. Could have been a cannabis distillate manufacturer. I know it's legal, but it's dangerous, obviously. Anything, anything where you have chemicals, where you're manufacturing something, there's a danger there, and it puts our first responders right in the thick of it. You know what I mean? So you're welcome, Mark Helton. It's my pleasure. Thank you to all my channel members and everyone coming in. Let's continue this, and we'll hear what they have to say.
I asked the question about the, hazards in the air because Skid Row is like a block over. And also in the videos we're seeing, there's a lot of people in their apartments taking video from their balconies. So it's not just, industrial businesses being affected.
Absolutely. I know a lot of folks down on Skid Row have tents. Even a tent would protect you to some degree better than staying outside. So no matter whether you're on your balcony or on the street, just find some way to shelter yourself from the smoke or anything else that might be out there.
And Nick, when you talk about a major emergency has been declared, define that for us. What does that mean to the people in and around this area?
For us, it's a threshold of how many units are actually responding. And so as soon as we have 16 fire companies assigned, it is classified as a major emergency. And this is actually our second one of the day.
What was the first one?
We had a fire in South Los Angeles this morning around 3 a.m. that lasted about 13 hours because the basement fire spread all the way up into the attic, and they wound up having to demolish the entire building. But no.
Okay, so I wanted to pause it on there, but that big white pause button stays there. You can get an idea of how huge of a fire this is, but you just heard them say they were battling at 3 o'clock in the morning, a 13-hour fire. So these men and women were taxed from a previous major incident, a major fire, and now they jump into 6:35 p.m. on the California time, West Coast time. These brave men and women of the fire department are back at it again in less than 12 hours. Rick and Kimberly, thank you so much for the super sticker, super chat. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. Let's continue with this. And again, this is an example of, how these men and women go out there and do it. So a second one in less than 12 hours.
There were no casualties. There was one minor injury that went to the hospital, and everybody else was evacuated successfully.
And what the picture we're looking at right now, Nick, is somebody shot this out of their own home or apartment or business, looking down on the fire here, and you can see a tremendous amount of flame.
Thank you for the super love.
The explosion that happened earlier, the initial explosion, can you give us any information all about what triggered that?
No, we'll have to wait till the fire's out to do a little bit deeper investigation.
What can you tell us about the street closures? I understand San Pedro Street has been kind of gathering a crowd, so now there's some road closures.
Like I said, we want people to stay away and shelter in place. The exact locations of the street closures, I haven't been informed.
Shelter in place.
Department of Transportation might be able to tell better than us.
We've all been sheltering in place for 2 months. And now this news reporter's talking about sheltering in place. This is obviously for emergency reasons. The air quality is probably really bad, and it's probably not a great idea to be outdoors. If you're in that location, or if you know anybody that's in that location, make sure that their family or friends are inside, indoors. You're welcome, Josh. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it.
And you said hazmat is en route to the site right now. What are you hoping and expecting from them once they get on the scene?
They just have a little bit better equipment to take some more readings and a little bit more expertise to identify substances, materials, or hazards that we might encounter in there. And it just adds another level of expertise to our response and ability to mitigate the emergency.
And you've got about almost 250 personnel there on the line. Are they getting the upper hand on this fire, or is it still spreading to the buildings nearby?
They're making progress, and like I said, they need to get inside of those buildings and really investigate. So until everything's opened up, we can't say for sure that the fire's all the way out, but we're definitely making good progress, and we'll let everyone know when the fire is all the way out.
And we talked about.
All right, guys, I'm gonna segue over to live radio scanner from the police department and fire in over in LA. So we're going to listen to some fire operations. This is going to be live. This is going to be what's going on the ground. So if you guys can just bear with me here, this will be live radio calls from the fire department.
Your water calling through.
So we are live. We are live right now. Los Angeles Fire comm right now.
Charlie Division Delta on command. Delta, go for Charlie on 11. Hey, Charlie, is it feasible from the Charlie side
Thank you, Ken,
to get those windows open? We could attempt using a ladder. But like I said, the boxes look like they're butted up against the windows.
So
okay, Roger. Not a safe operation.
Trying to gain access to adjacent buildings.
I could use that as my last operation.
About those firefighters that were injured. Were they injured because or has a wall or a roof collapsed? What's the cause of the injury?
The explosion is definitely what triggered it. Whether it was heat or shrapnel, I can't say. Again, a lot of these details are going to have to wait until the fire is out. We're still right in the middle of this emergency, trying to read and react to all of these different things. And so we haven't been able to investigate each detail.
And you have, other than hazmat, you have more companies, more units responding to this fire at this point?
Absolutely. We have
Ken, thank you.
Urban search and rescue teams, which are trained in identifying structural stability. And if anything does collapse, they'll be there with their specialized equipment to help uncover anyone that could be trapped in that, too.
And
Three on the roof of Bravo, and they are using equipment off of truck 3 and engine 3.
Copy. You have Task Force 3 on the roof of the Bravo exposure. You also have Light Force 20 and Engine 3 on the roof with you as well. Confirm.
All right, this is live right now. This is live.
Yes, confirmed. Task Force 3 is on the roof. Light Force 20 has Division 2 and Division 1 of Bravo.
Structure fire on. Don't copy that.
Ladder pipes, they're fighting this as a defensive fire, surround and drown on this fire. Now we're going to try to find and locate those injured firefighters right now that are currently being worked on and going to be transported to the hospital. They might be using Piper Tech as a landing pad for the emergency helicopters that are going to come to the explosion itself, or if firefighters were injured in some other capacity. But you see ladder pipes, they're fighting this as a defensive fire, surround and drown on this fire. Now we're going to try to find and locate those injured firefighters right now that are currently being worked on and going to be transported to the hospital. They might be using Piper Tech as a landing pad for the emergency helicopters that are going to come in and take those firefighters to the hospital, but still we're waiting word on exactly how those firefighters were injured. Here's a look at the response by the firefighters on the ground here with the gurneys ready to go. But again, the fire continuing to burn here, out of control. Defensive fire on a structure. It looks like it's a commercial structure fire here, and putting up a lot of smoke. But firefighters, it looks like they have a difficult time getting water on that
I'm going to pause it right on there. You guys can see, I'm going to put my mouse right over the building. This is where the building existed, in between these two buildings. So there was a structure right here where I'm moving the mouse. I don't know if you guys could see that. I'm not sure if it's coming across good. But right here, right where the bottom where it says explosion, this area, this void right here was the structure that was that the explosion happened in and collapsed, the subsequent collapse. So this gaping hole here used to be a structure, and there's where our firefighters were inside this building, probably battling or getting ready to battle this fire, and the structure from the explosion collapsed. So that's what's left of it right there.
Fire. So we'll try to bring you the very latest on those injured firefighters. Fire here, putting up a lot of smoke, but we're injured. Here's a look at the response by the firefighters on the ground here with the gurneys ready to go. But again, the fire continuing to burn here, out of control. Defensive fire on a structure. It looks like it's a commercial structure fire here, putting up a lot of smoke. But
I mean, right there is the best.
Firefighters, it looks like
it's the best shot of it there, and you could see smoke billowing up from
have
that structure.
A difficult time.
It looks like there's fire right down here. You see where my where the mouse is circling? There's a little fire still burning right here. So you still have.
I'm getting water on that fire, so we'll try to bring you the very latest on those injured firefighters. Again, 10 injured firefighters as a result of this structure fire here in downtown LA. That's the latest in News Chopper 4 Bravo. I'll send it back to you in the.
Holy cow! You get a really good look at how gutted that building is right now. Wow. That is crazy. I'm saying prayers for the injured, because that really looks extreme right there, guys. It really is extreme. I'm going to back it up.
As a result of this structure fire here in downtown LA. That's the latest in News Chopper 4 Bravo. I'll send injured firefighters. Again, 10 injured firefighters as a result of this structure fire here in downtown LA. That's the latest in News Chopper 4 Bravo. I'll send it back to you in the studio.
All right, Gil, we're going to stay with this because we understand we do have those 10 firefighters injured. Looks like an explosion is what we're hearing, and we can still see a lot of smoke coming from that building. And it looks like there are multiple buildings involved here. What do you see?
Yeah, in fact, the fire right here, it looks like between two buildings that are two-story in nature. This looks like a single-story structure. It says wholesale distributors. I'm not exactly sure what that business is. It looks like it's pinned.
Of those 10 firefighters injured, looks like an explosion is what we're hearing, and we can still see a lot of smoke coming from that building. And it looks like there are multiple buildings involved here. What do you see?
Yeah, in fact, the fire.
Look at those firefighters. These guys are fearless, man. These firefighters are brave, brave people. They are fearless. They're in there battling this thing. Look at him. He's got the hose spraying straight up. Don't know if that's going to collapse on him or whatever. There's a firefighter right inside that structure.
Looks like between two buildings that are two-story in nature. This looks like a single-story structure. It says wholesale distributors. I'm not exactly sure what that business.
Unbelievable. Let's go to live Firecom communication. Let's listen to what they're talking about on the ground right now, live. I'm not sure what they're going to have to offer us right now. So Los Angeles City Fire Grounds Operations is what I'm listening to on the Broadcastify. I will link the description to Broadcastify down below in this video, giving them credit. It's a paid for account that I have with Broadcastify. It's the professional version, so you get access to everything. But I will link the description down below if you want to subscribe to their service. It's a paid service, but it's well worth it because you get to hear the inner workings of all major incidents like this, all throughout the country, actually throughout the world. I could listen to fire operations in Australia on this app. So it's a really good app. But prayers are going out to my brothers and sisters in the fire department.
Yes, you're clear to use foam.
All right, so this is live right now.
Battalion 11, Division Alpha on the incident path.
Thank you, Ralph, for the super chat. Thank you for the congratulations on the 15,000 subscribers. I actually forgot about that, believe it or not, Ralph.
I need you to give me a rundown of all the apparatus assigned to Division Alpha with equipment, ladders and hose that are out. If you can give me that information on 11.
Okay, he wants a rundown of all the people who are on this fire. So he's asking for a rundown of all the apparatus that's out on this fire. Joshua says pretty much all the stores next to the location are cannabis supply wholesalers.
Congrats on 15K, Ron.
5466 and 4 is I copy. Coming.
Josh, are you familiar with this area? Anybody? I saw someone in the chat say that they live close by to here. Anybody in the chat have anything on this? I know it looks like it's definitely in a big, downtown Los Angeles. That's where they're saying it is. So a lot of homeless in that area. Okay. But if this building was occupied, it's not a vacant building, so we don't have to worry about people living inside there or homeless people breaking into empty structures. Maybe the adjacent buildings might have empty. That's a concern.
All division supervisors on the Boyd Street incident, all equipment, all hose, ladders involved in the Boyd Street incident are to be left in place. Boyd Street incident, all equipment, ladders are to be left in place.
Just in case more fires reoccur, resurgence of fires. I'm not sure of the exact term, but they're leaving everything in place in case more fires start burning.
66 and 4, you got foam.
They're asking for foam. All right, I'm going to search for anything additional here right now. Let me see if there's any older reports or anything that's like in the recent past. Thank you to all my channel members and everybody coming in. We're listening to 11 firefighters injured in downtown Los Angeles explosion at a, looks like a manufacturer facility for medical marijuana or a vape shop. I'm not 100% sure of the operation right there.
40 on 2.
So I'm going to be looking into that a little bit more in depth. But right now it looks like it's, let's see, ABC is saying multiple firefighters injured downtown Los Angeles. Let's see what's 17 minutes ago. Let's check 17 minutes ago and see what we got. So this is from 17 minutes in the past. Let's see what they have to say here. We just heard this.
Yeah, engine 40 from engine 36 on 2.
Give me 2 seconds.
Go ahead. Yeah, were you trying to reach us? Nope. Roger.
I'm just looking at the local feeds to see what's happening. Breaking news. There's some pictures here.
Go ahead on 2. Engine 38, this is engine 40. We're coming up. How can we help you? Oh 09 and engine 4.
Copy.
Was there anything else you needed besides the apparatus?
Negative. We're good with that info right now.
I want to show you guys this. sky. After the explosion. You guys see that? Wow. That's unbelievable. All right, let me keep searching. Let's see what we can come up with here. There's a ton of stuff on Twitter. Here's another look. Here's another look here.
Yeah, engine 29, you can shut down this engine three-quarter. I'm going to break it down.
That is intense right there. Yeah, agile. You can see the butane blowing off, like burning off there. I haven't seen this yet. We're seeing this together. This is the first time I'm seeing this. They sell a ton of butane gas. Yeah, it does, MJ. It does. Wow. That is something right there. That's some picture. So prayers to the firefighters injured, and I'm hoping it's not severe. But this is a major incident happening. Breaking news in Los Angeles, just at about 6:35 p.m. on West Coast time over in California, and this is really that had to have been some intense fire there, an explosion. Josh, are you hearing anything on your end over there? You guys hearing anything additional that we're not covering here? Wow. No volume on that one. There's just someone from their apartment taking video. Jeez Louise. Terrible. Terrible. All right, let me see if there's any update here. Let's go back and do Eric Wasserman says at least 10 LAFD firemen injured in a major fire explosion. We know that. It's from an hour ago. So there's nothing additional that I can find at this time. And I want to just say really quick, thank you so much to... let me say thank you to Dylan, Duty Blue, my good friend from the great state of Texas. He text messaged me right away as soon as he saw this. He got on the horn with me, and he messaged me. Paul Peck Drywall, thank you so much for coming in. Paul Peck Drywall just dropped a new video. Go and check out his new video on his channel. I didn't get a chance to look at it yet, but I got the notification. Hello, Zelda. 9 o'clock California time. Yes, it's 12 midnight here. So we're just going into Sunday morning here. Meg is watching it live. I am watching it live, but I can't obviously play that. I'm just playing some of the replays here. But we're going to listen to Firecom and the fire department live. I don't think anything, I think it seems like they have it under control at this time. Looks like it's under control, but they're taking precautionary measures to make sure that if any other additional fires start burning, that they are on top of it and anything starts to come back.
So if you can send one of the residents to the police, we're trying to get to the rear access to the underground parking.
I got you, JP. Trevor, yep, but we know it's in LA. It's in downtown LA. So there's a lot of buildings, as you can see from this view right here. I'm gonna expand this so you guys can see it full screen. That's enormous. You can hear that, the gas burning. It almost, like someone said, sounds like a jet. It almost sounds like a jet firing up. Injured firefighters, 11, 3 in critical condition, 2 intubated. Prayers go out to them for full recovery. Prayers go out to them. Yeah, Paul Peck, no need to thank me. You are a great friend of mine, and I greatly appreciate you. Paul Peck's going to be 100,000 subscribers any day now. So everybody go over and subscribe to his channel. All right. I think that's going to be about it. We're going to listen to maybe 5 minutes more of this, and I'm going to search for a little bit more action for you guys. We're going to listen to the scanner in the background. This is Los Angeles Fireground, and I'm going to do a little bit of looking around here and see what we come up with. Do a little poking.
Truck 95, lead your lines. We're being replaced.
Street in downtown LA. You can see all of the different fire trucks are there and the ladders that have been extended trying to put these flames out in these buildings that are adjacent to each other, but the flames are moving inside some of those buildings. We understand about 235 different firefighters now have responded to this. You can see all of the units there, but they're still having some problems at this point. They're in a defensive posture right now. They're kind of trying to make sure that it doesn't spread to more buildings. But they've already declared a major emergency in downtown LA. So if you're thinking of driving in or around this particular area, you're going to want to change your direction and move elsewhere.
We're going to get to KTLA5's Carlos Salcedo, who's on the scene for us in just a minute. But we first want to talk with Nicholas Prang from the LA Fire Department. Can you give us the very latest, Nicholas?
Thanks, Courtney. We do have firefighters who were injured on scene from an explosion. There was a fire at a commercial building. One of these occupancies, you see it's a whole row of businesses, and the explosion has now involved multiple businesses in the fire
as well.
And firefighters were forced to split their duties as soon as that explosion occurred, because now there were reports of 10 firefighters that needed medical attention, but the fire was still burning. And so those duties got split. We added more resources, over 230 firefighters. And at this point, we're going in those two directions at the same time.
I understand there's some reports out there.
All right, so we saw that already. I just wanted to see if there's anything additional. So I'm going to do a quick search over here to see if we can get anything that's a little bit more updated. You know me, I like to go and get the most updated info. I can't give you a live feed. We all know that that's a no bueno. So we have to do what we can here. But it looks like we have quite a few firefighters in real bad shape. We're going to say prayers and put some prayer emojis in the chat for our fellow first responders and firemen, the brave men and women, the LAFD. Let's put some prayer emojis up for our fellow brothers who are injured here battling this blaze. I'm hoping for a good outcome for them, and a lot of prayers, a lot of positive vibes and strength sent out to them. Let's see what we come up with here. Thank you guys for all putting the prayer emojis in the chat. I greatly appreciate it. Juju Positive, thank you. Gina, thank you so much for those prayer emojis. Here's one from 38 minutes ago. Let's see what we got here. Whoa. There's only 54 seconds, so I'm going to put this up. Holy crap.
This is not good. This is a bad situation.
This is crazy.
This is not good. We can feel the heat away. We are 200 meters northwest. That's 220 yards. We can feel the heat here. This is absolutely incredible. We're on the Higgins building rooftop at 2nd and Main. This is down on 3rd and Los Angeles Street, between 3rd and 4th.
My God.
This is a bad situation.
Oh, terrible. I'll tell you. Ugh. Really bad. Ugh. Don't like to see any of that.
This is not good. We can feel the heat away. We are 200.
Ugh. All right, guys. So this is in Los Angeles. Can you guys still hear me? Because I'm not hearing myself in the headphones. You guys still hear me right now? Or is the sound off? On or all right. Okay, good. Yeah, I just can't hear myself anymore. Can't hear myself in the headphone. I don't know why. I don't know what's going on. I tried unplugging it, tried plugging it back in. I couldn't get anything in the sound, but it is what it is. This is modern technology at its best.
3 is very large tree. We have a short amber cast with no wind, so approximately 150 feet. We should be able to handle with the units that have been assigned.
So he's talking about wind.
All in-company units.
He's talking about wind.
We're going to do a water shuttle.
So again, the fire from that was so intense at 200 meters. That guy was talking. That he felt the intense heat at 200 meters. So he was a real substantial distance from that initial location where that explosion took place. Hello, Linda. Good to see you. We have an explosion in Los Angeles at a possible dispensary or a smoke shop. So that's what we're going. That's what we're going with right now. It's unfortunate that accidents do happen. I'm sure that this is a human error or an accident of some sort. And at the end of the day, we have our men and women in the fire department risking their lives for us, out there putting their lives on the line, and 13 of them are in the hospital. And according to Black Rose and some of my friends from the Los Angeles area, a few of these firefighters are in pretty bad shape. So we're sending out prayers to them as well. Hello, Glara. Thank you for joining. Gail, it's more than intense. It's just over the top intense. I'll play that clip again for you guys if you want to hear it. It's kind of loud. I'll tell you in a second.
We can feel the heat away. We are 200 meters northwest. That's 220 yards.
Okay, so he's 200 meters northwest, and butane in a commercial tank. You're not talking about a butane lighter or a butane. This is a commercial place, so it might be huge butane tanks that exploded and are burning off. That's not just a fire right there that you're looking at. That's a fire that's accelerated by butane. Okay, so it is a tremendous amount of heat, a tremendous amount of damage that was made from this explosion. And I showed you a video of actual debris falling out of the sky, almost like that was like World Trade Center-esque for me. That brought back memories for me from 9/11, seeing stuff fall out of the sky like that. It was almost like it was just shards of stuff falling down. It sounded like it was a nasty hailstorm on steroids.
We can feel the heat here. This is absolutely incredible. We're on the Higgins building.
God.
We can feel the heat away. We are 200 meters northwest. That's 220 yards. We can feel the heat here. This is absolutely incredible. We're on the Higgins building rooftop and 2nd and Main. This is down on 3rd and Los Angeles Street.
Okay, so he said 3rd and Los Angeles Street. So again, I mean, there's not much more to this. This is the whole story right here. An explosion at this facility. There was butane, big butane tanks. Leedy, thank you so much for coming in. I think we're getting close to the big 7-0 for you. So if you haven't had that birthday happen yet, I lost track of the days, and I'm not sure if this is the birthday weekend, but again, happy birthday to you in advance if I missed it, or if it's coming up, happy almost birthday. So yeah, this is devastating, but it goes to show you, like I said, how brave our men and women that are out there on the front lines fighting this fire with vigor. Fighting the fire with vigor. These are brave men and women. Brave. Hello, Bridget. Good to see you. Thank you for joining. All right, so I'm going to wrap it up, guys. We're going to listen to another minute or so of this FireCom, the Fireground scanner. This is live on the ground at this location. It doesn't sound like there's a lot going on right now, but it looks like they're setting up gear and they're keeping gear. Not to worry, I arrived. Okay, great. So happy birthday. Happy birthday. So this is, they're setting up and they're keeping apparatus in place just in case they have more.
From Battalion 15, Metro dispatched a couple of water droppers. Are you going to need them? Yes.
Okay, they said they still need water droppers. So
Copy.
this means there's still fires burning probably deep within that building. Thank you, Lisa1111. Welcome in. Thank you for joining. Always good to see you. Zelda, thank you for being here. Much love and respect. Hi, Keisha. Keisha Fowler, good to see you. Juju Positive says, I live in Oregon and no news on this here. Well, you're getting it right here from DutyRon. Daphne, thank you for being in here. Appreciate you. Mark, thank you for being in here. I appreciate you hanging on out. Who else is here? Slim's Life, thank you so much for being in here. Matty Boy Sully, much love and respect. Beth Wade in the building. I'm scrolling back because I like to always say hello to everybody. Sleeping Beauty, Froggy is here. Linda Cormier, good to see you. Beth Wade, I said hello. Sandra, great to see you. Thank you for being a channel member. Glara, hello. I think we're caught up. Angelina, ATF. Tracy Walker, much love and respect. Sweetheart, thank you for the prayers. I'm scrolling back a long way. Diane G. Sawyer, thank you for being in here, and thank you for joining the live stream. If you guys haven't shared, please share it out. Put it out onto your social, and let's get the word out there. Let's pray for these firefighters. Ryan, great to see you. Hello, good to see you. Emerald Kimmy, thank you for joining the live stream. Hello, Mary Swampy and Lisa Ward. Thank you so much for being here. I was watching Mommy Ramblings. They were doing crafting, a bunch of women on a Zoom, which was so adorable. And I was watching them and I got the notification from Duty Blue. Dylan sent me a notification and I had to leave really quick. Michael B, great to see you. There's my good friend and
Andrew 100,
moderator.
let's go to foam.
Appreciate you being in here. Hello, Michael B. Thank you for sneaking in. I didn't see you, brother, but good to see
Andrew
you.
100, all types of foam, the 1.5-inch line when we have it.
Looking for an 1.5-inch line of the foam. They're looking for foam at this time. Joey Brooklyn, my head of security.
All companies coming in to Victory and Balboa. If you can give Andrew 100 your water, I'll take your manpower.
Martha, thank you for being in here from North Carolina. Bridget M, thank you for joining. So yeah.
100 Engine 83 coming up on how can you help?
A quick thank you to my Patreon and channel members and everybody who's given Super Chat during the course of this broadcast. I greatly appreciate that. Super
83
Chat.
from 100. Go ahead and give us your water. Come up with your manpower. I have an 1.5 inches here. We're going to put it on foam.
Wow, they're still battling this blaze. They're taking the water and switching it over to foam. But so thank you to my Super Chatters and my channel members. All of those fundages help make me be able to repurpose some of this money and send out things to people in need and do some nice stuff. So I greatly appreciate you guys. Much love
100 from 88. So you looking for hand
from
tools
me to you.
or hose
I
packs or
greatly
both?
appreciate it.
Let's not go with the hose pack yet. We will need some hand tools up here. Kind of jumped the busway and is on the north side of the busway.
I know, Meg. I know. I'm
You want to
sorry.
go to the north side and handle the
Hi,
north
Gigi
of the busway?
Diamond Girl. How are you?
Yes, if you can go north of this incident and come down the busway on that side, that'd be great.
Terrible. We don't know, Charlie. We don't know.
Copy. Engine 88 is going to go to the busway north.
It's okay. Don't worry, Jack Small. Don't worry about
Hold
it.
on one second. You said you're going to go on the north side of the busway, so you're going to take out Victory? I was confirming that we're going to go on the busway and take the north side between Victory and the busway. I copy that. Are you guys here yet, or just no? You're not here. We're here on scene. Okay, gotcha.
So what we're listening to is live Fireground radio from the actual incident. So these are boots on the ground. These are firefighters communicating on the ground at this scene right now. Hello, Judy. Good to see you, Judy. Thank you for joining.
43. I'm taking over as I see.
Thank you,
I've set up
Bridget.
my command post at Louise and Victory, just north of you. I know you're on the busway. Can you give me a rundown of what you have?
Tracy, thank you, Tracy Walker. I greatly
Roger
appreciate
that. What I have here is approximately
Good to see you. Thanks for joining.
200 feet of palms with some other maple trees that are involved. I have an amber cast of about 150 feet with spot fire starting behind Army facilitation place. Looks like Battalion 15 might have got on scene right now. I have Engine 83, Engine 100 on scene trying to extinguish.
So they have fires still burning in
Yeah, I
adjacent
copy
buildings.
all, and that's exactly what I'm seeing. I'll go ahead and tie in with Battalion 15 on TAC. Battalion 15, did you just slide in us?
Copy that. We're going to pull around and come to the command post.
Hey, get good eyes on it. Take over operations, and I'll run anything out from the street side, being that we'll have MTA, LAPD, and potentially military coming.
Military.
I copy that.
Potential
We'll stay on the busway
military
running from here then.
responding to the location. Did you guys hear that?
Yeah,
Potential
copy. Because all the
military.
TAC channels are used, we'll just use this. We'll just be mindful of it.
Copy that. I got my cell phone private too if you want to talk that way as well.
Wow. Potential military, I guess, to
42 from
secure
Engine
the scene.
100. I also have Engine 88 coming in on the north side of this busway.
Gemma, I love the poem. Thank you so much. All right, here's a little bit additional information.
Command 43 from IC from operations. Just be advised, we do have a pretty good ember cast heading to the west. We drove down about a half mile, and we're getting embers down here too.
I'm going to get to it right now, Bridget. Give me 2
Copy.
seconds.
Are you suggesting 3 more companies?
Confirm, have them come in off from the east, from the west on the busway.
Copy. Come in from White Oak, south of Victory.
Confirm. IC from Engine 109, we're coming on scene.
On to you alongside Chris Holmstrom. We are joining you now with some breaking news out of downtown Los Angeles. A major structure fire and possible
Here's the
explosion on the 300 block of Boyd Street. This is near the Little Tokyo area. As you can see, a major scene right there on the ground. And unfortunately, initial reports indicate there may have been several firefighters hurt in this firefight.
Yeah, and as Sarah mentioned, this is happening in downtown. This is in the Toy District. It's not far from Skid Row, if you are familiar with downtown Los Angeles. And the address that it looks like they're going to is in 327 Boyd Street. We don't know too much information, but by looking from Google Earth, you could see that the business is called Smokes Tokes. It's apparently a wholesale and distribution center, and you could see them aiming right into there, still trying to put out this fire. But as we saw on social media, a lot of videos showing, large flames in this area and what appears to be an explosion, but still a lot of information. And what's most concerning, Sarah, is we're hearing that, there were multiple firefighters that
Apparently
were injured.
did, Beth.
We're still trying to figure out how those firefighters are doing and, what exactly happened there.
Yeah, again, details are scarce at this point. We're, of course, giving the Los Angeles Fire Department time to respond to our inquiries. They are dealing with a lot right now, but you can see there are multiple firefighting apparatus at the scene here. We saw some truck companies with their ladders extended, firefighters fighting the fire from the roof of an adjacent building. This part of downtown Los Angeles has multiple areas where you see businesses that are connected, either sharing the same space or buildings that have a common wall or just buildings in a very dense area.
The buildings are so close to each other.
And
They're
it's
so
possible
close.
that there are multiple buildings that are on fire
I'm
here.
sorry, I
As
hope
you
you feel
mentioned,
better,
we were talking about the 300 block of Boyd Street. That is the part where you see the firefighters putting water on the storefront there. But as you can see, they're attacking the fire from multiple angles and possibly putting water on multiple different buildings here. In fact, that's definitely what this looks like here. A lot of firefighters on the scene here, not buildings here. In fact, that's definitely what this looks like here. A lot of firefighters on the scene here.
Now, to me here, and I'm glad that I could stop this right here. What I'd be concerned with is obviously this big structure here. It looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-story building. This white building right here to the exact right on the screen, right to the right of that ladder, and then the building that's right adjacent to the right onto the left. The building right here where where my cursor is. These two structures would be a major concern. And I would imagine that that's where these embers and all of the additional fires are perhaps going to be sparking up. So the fire department is going to have their eyes on these two structures, both sides. They're very big buildings, and they go deep. It looks like they go very deep into the property. Now, if you see where the hoses are right in the back here, they are spraying water onto the main structure of where this incident took place, but they're also spraying the sides of the adjacent buildings. So those are the two, concerning areas for the firemen that are on the ground right now, and that's what they're trying to do: save these other structures from the fire. So that's kind of how they do their job, and it's not probably exactly how they do it, but they're trying to keep the fire from spreading and any further damage to the other structures. Debbie McCabe, welcome in. Thank you for joining.
Not sure what the alarm call is on this, but you can tell that a lot of force is being put behind fighting this fire. And I do want to point out, even though we're not seeing flames from the outside of the building, from this aerial vantage point from Sky 2, that does not mean that there is not active fire burning inside or difficult situations.
Okay, so that's it from there. Let me just shut that down before it goes any more. Hold on. Okay. All right, let's get back. All right, guys. So I think we have the gist of what's going on. I'm going to listen to a little bit more of Firecom. It's over an hour that we're live. I would go to Broadcastify and look at Los Angeles area, or look at the top news feed. Search for the top feed in California,
north on the busway,
and this will come up.
Engine 109, if you can come up and give engine 100 your water.
These are guys on the ground live, communication right
Roger,
now.
we're coming north on the busway right now. IC for engine 88.
I'm just looking at other things here, if there's anything that's of interest for us to see.
When clouds appear,
A little bit of fog. We have to be prepared.
Let's see what this looks like.
Operation for Battalion 88.
Sorry about that, Bells. I hope you feel better soon.
Here, Light Force 88, just checking in. Engine 88, we're going to come off
Breaking news out of Los Angeles right now, where the LAFD this evening forced to declare a major emergency when a fire.
1/4 of a tank, or a quarter of a tank left, so be careful with the water.
109 behind substance water. Light Force 88, are you on scene? Victory IC into 109 is on scene. Pipe water to 100. What do you want with our manpower? Just stand by your manpower for it. Let me get this straight. Engine 100 from IC.
Go for 100.
I just want to confirm you are on the west side of the south side of the busway, and what companies do you have with you?
That's correct. I have engine 83, engine 100, engine 88 should be coming up on the north side.
Thanks, Bridget.
Coming eastbound.
Yeah, it's butane. It wasn't CO2. It's
Copy
butane.
that. So just on the south side, I'm concerned about you have yourself and engine 83, correct?
Initially, they reported it as CO2 and or CO, and I thought that didn't sound right. So it is butane. So.
Okay, I copy that. So we're going to call the south side or the west side of the busway, the side that you're on, as Alpha. Copy? And you will be Alpha. Roger, Alpha. Engine 88 from IC on TAC. Go ahead, we're right behind you. Additionally, we have a whole bunch of buses on the busway now. I copy that. Hey, I want you to take the north side of this fire, grab the members off of engine 109 to assist you. You're going to be Bravo, Zulu. Copy. Roger. Engine 88 with engine 109 is Zulu on the north side. Engine 109, you copy that? I'm going to have your manpower work with engine 88. Roger that. Work with engine 88 on the Zulu side.
So just want to let this play while we listen to the
engine 100 has a
little
full
bit
tank
more
in.
of the audio from the ground operation, and then we'll wrap it up. So it is still an active fire.
All companies on scene of the victory incident. For your identification, we're going to call the heel fire the Balboa side. Everything to the south.
The heel of the fire is the
Alpha.
Balboa.
Everything to the
South.
north is going to be Zulu.
Alpha. Okay, gotcha. So they're just naming the locations there. They're naming the locations.
I see from fire 3 about 30 seconds out with a load of water. Or just.
It's just the location, the front, the north, the south. They're just going.
I see from Alpha. We need to address the 6 spot fires that are just north of our position.
So there's additional fires, sparking up here. And this is what becomes troublesome with firefighting, is that when you have a large structure like this and a big explosion, a big fire, you have additional fires. So that's what they're fighting
And I see
right now.
from fire 3 and down with water. Where do you need it?
So this is an aircraft that you're hearing right now. This is an aircraft that's going to drop water on this location. So that was an aircraft right there. You can hear the actual transmission. You can tell it's coming from a pilot. You can hear the background noise. So he's asking them where they want him to drop the water. So it's probably a helicopter. Let's see what happens. Let's see what their response is.
Engine 88 from engine 109 on TAC. Go for 88. What do you guys need besides hand tools? You guys need hose pack?
So this is, it looks like they were saying that this is in Skid Row, right? Downtown Los Angeles, Skid Row, Boyd Street. I think.
Engine 109, you don't have hose pack? We're using hand tools and hose packs as we get in.
I think it was 301 Boyd Street. Yeah, you heard that, Matty, right? A water drop is
Roger, I'll bring you hose pack and hand tools.
Water drop is forthcoming, but they didn't give them direction of where they want it. There's a fire in downtown Los Angeles.
Engine 39 is in at staging on TAC 3.
I'm playing what's going on right on the screen here.
Engine 39 reports operations on the TAC.
If
Come
your
in from
husband's
the
a fireman,
west off of White Oak on the
call his
busway.
company. Call the company where he works, and they'll give you information.
39,
That's
copy.
what I would do. That's my best advice to you. I'm not going to be able to give you advice. I'm not going to be able to give you
Operations, are you
updates.
on air to ground or just attack? Car 3 for operations, we are operating on track 15. Can you confirm that was a good drop? Thank you. Keep hitting those spots out there, please. And Elko, if you can keep an eye out for
You
any
just said that
additional
was a
spots
good
for us,
drop.
that'd be great.
That was a good drop by the helicopter.
Roger that. We'll continue to do that.
You could hear it. You could hear the
Also,
aircraft.
Helco from operations, just so you're oriented right. So the Balboa entrance is going to be the heel of the fire. Everything to the south, towards the baseball field, is going to be Alpha. Everything towards Victory will be Zulu.
So they're just naming it Alpha Zulu.
Engine 100 is less than a quarter of a tank. Water Tender 88, we're coming on scene. Where would you like us? Yeah, come on down the busway. We got engine 100, engine 88 that are going to need water. Roger.
All right, I think we've had enough here. I don't like to be redundant. I don't like to just keep going over the same old stuff. Let's just keep these firefighters in our prayers.
Go ahead, Zulu.
I appreciate each and every one of you guys coming
Hey, we
on
got a
in.
pretty good fire road, if you will. That dead end into the end of Louise here. If we can get a water tender in here, we could knock this whole thing out here on the Zulu side.
Yeah, it is something, right, Gary? It is. It's too much. Anyways, listen, guys, I'm going to put it back on. I'm going to segue back onto the home screen. A lot of love from my house to yours. I hope everyone has a good rest of their weekend. Let's pray for these firefighters. I'll check the news in the morning for their updates. So we'll say prayers for them for their full recovery. I thank each and every one of you for your kindness, your positive support, the moderators, my channel members, the Patreons, the super chatters, the people who send me messages in the chat down below and also in the comment section. So if you're not subscribed to me, please hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, all one word, DutyRon. From my house to yours, God bless the world. God bless the United States of America. God bless these firemen who are injured here and let them be safe and fully recover. And God bless each and every one of you guys in the chat. And thank you for bringing this channel to 15,000 subscribers strong. I appreciate it. Without the love and support from you guys, this channel would be nothing. So thank you from my house to yours, from me to you. I appreciate you guys.